If you've ever studied for an SAT or final exam, you've probably experienced some sort of stress or anxiety, and sometimes that stress can actually help. But for some students, the anxiety can become so excessive that it actually interferes with their overall performance. So here to explain how students can help keep those nerves in check this morning is Liz Pack from Collegewise. Liz, thank you so much for being here this morning. What should students do as they're preparing for their finals and ACT and SATs?
Yeah, this is such a big time of year, actually. Good luck to all the test takers today. There's an SAT this morning. I think the biggest mistake that I see students make is that they go into taking an SAT, ACT, whatever the test is, and they've never practiced for it before. So when they take those full-length actual exams, if they don't do as well as they thought they would, it gets a little hairy because some colleges request all of your scores, and so you don't always want to send your not as great scores. So we always recommend finding a tutor, Khan Academy, maybe a class through school. Collegewise has academic services available for tutoring, so some type of prep needs to happen before you take these actual tests. And if you hate testing as much as I did, there are about 1,000 test optional colleges out there now, so some colleges aren't even requiring it at all, which is great for the students who have especially high anxiety.
Yeah, that is really nice. Well, you recommend that students should get into some kind of a routine before test taking, right? How does that help them, and how do they do that?
Yeah, I always recommend having a healthy breakfast the night before. If you eat as much cheese as I do, you never feel good the next day.
That's true.
So having a healthy dinner the night before, and I also say check your backpack. You should have your 6 essentials, your number 2 pencils, your test ID, your test ticket, your calculator, something to eat, and something to drink. So if you're having all of those, you've checked that you're going to Lake Travis High School and not Travis High School, and you get up a little bit early to go so that you can catch your breath when you get to the exam. We always recommend doing that same thing before every test.
That's great. And even if students are prepared, we know some will still get really nervous during the exams. What do you suggest for those who really need to kick the nerves while they're taking the test?
Exactly, yeah. So when you're in a test, math is not my forte. So for me, when I'm in the math section and I know that I'm not doing that well, just remember that each section has no bearing on the next section. So if you can get through the math section, you can look forward to starting fresh on the next section. If you really can't get over it and you're stuck on a problem, we recommend taking a minute just to look somewhere else in the room, look at the clock, think about treating yourself to Torchies after you take the test, something that you're looking forward to or something that can take your mind off, and some deep breathing, and keep moving on.
Great. Well, Liz, thank you so much for being here with those tips for students and parents who are watching who may need to give some of those tips to their students as they prepare for finals.